My name is Brandon McGee. I am a state representative. I represent Hartford and Windsor, and I am serving my third term here at the legislature. I serve on revenue or finance, revenue, and bonding, vice chairman, human services, and education. I'm from the north end of Hartford. Grew up on Barber Street. Went to school in Stowe Village, a little daycare there. Was kicked out because I was bad, and participated in Project Concern, which is now Open Choice. Went to school in Canton, where I was in my class the only black child, but made tons of friends. Then went to East Hartford for a little while. Hey, woo, woo. Went to East Hartford. From East Hartford, I went to Hartford High. And then from Hartford High, I spent my last 4 years of my high school experience at Prince Tech. And I graduated with an electrical certificate and a few hours toward a certification and got a scholarship to Alabama State University. And I chose to attend college. Yeah, y'all can clap for me. Yeah. At a very young age, I always wanted to help my community, namely my mother. I always had my mother and my father in the house. I'm the youngest of 5. My father had 3 other children before marrying my mother, and but suffered from drug abuse. And he thought he was the biggest drug dealer in town. But he made sure that I had everything I needed, and he respected my mother even in his darkest of times. And so from there, he always, and my mother and my grandmother, instilled in me the importance of bettering your community through whatever lens that you choose. And I went to school in Alabama. Knew nothing about Alabama. I didn't know anything about yes, sir, yes, ma'am, and all of that. Again, I'm from the north end of Hartford. We know how to pull it together when we need to, but we also be like, hey, miss, what's going on? How you doing? What's good? All of that. And it was a new culture for me, but I embraced it. And I took advantage of everything that the city of Montgomery had to offer to me. Fast forwarding, I pledged in a fraternity. I was a pallbearer for Rosa Parks' funeral. I served as the state president for the National Advancement Association for Colored People. I was also a part of the political process in Montgomery, Alabama. I'm talking about a young person from north end of Hartford, okay, whose mother really didn't have a lot, but said, you know what, baby, you need to go to college and you need to do something with yourself. Coming back home, I said, one day I wanted to be the president of the United States of America, the first black, but President Obama beat me to the punch. He beat me. But I also said I wanted to have a major impact in the neighborhood that I grew up in. I didn't want to be a teacher, but I knew education was an area of focus. Why? And this is an important piece that I left out. I had substitute teachers for like 4 years. 4 years. From like 4th grade going all the way on out to the early part of my 8th grade year. So I missed out on a lot of important areas, math, reading, etc. And I never wanted young people to experience what I had experienced. And so through my lens, I wanted to ensure policy-wise, and I'm still working on it, that we have equity in education, right? That we address all of the dropout rates. And my number one focus is young, I love you ladies, but young black and Puerto Rican males. And how do we carry you and help you to understand that you all mean something to us, that you have to respect our ladies, and that you have to finish your high school career, and whether you go straight into work or go to college, you got to do something, and guess what? You also have to give back to your community. The ladies, y'all got this. Y'all been helping us a long time. Some of y'all like, But you have been. And so my area of focus have always been helping our young black and brown boys to move forward. The way this building works and how I've been able to navigate through adversities and being able to bring education in my line of work has been a challenge, but it's also been very rewarding. And what am I saying? What I'm saying is I've been able to take my interest in helping young black and brown boys and girls, right, by serving on the education committee and really figuring out how can we take what we do here, right, and bring it out to the community. The way this building works, and this is a quick lesson, all right, is oftentimes the constituencies would bring forth an idea to people like me, a legislator, okay? And they'll say, this is our concern, here's an area of focus that we'd like for you all to address, right? Then it's my job to go to the attorneys in this building to help me pull together what we call a concept. And from that concept, we're able to, say, this bill will be an act concerning the state of Connecticut and its education system. Whatever, right? And then from there, I, your legislator, have to work that through all of my committee members so that they understand where it is that I'm trying to go in order to address the concerns that you brought before me. Y'all following me? Then from there, we have to bring it to what we call a public hearing. A public hearing is essentially all of you coming up to the legislative office building, bringing in your testimonies in support of the concept that you all presented to me, right? So you're saying to all of my colleagues, this is important, you all back there, because X, Y, and Z. From there, we go into our committees, we deliberate, we talk about fiscal notes, which is essentially, will this cost us money? And do we have enough money to pay for whatever it is that you all are advocating for? And then, let's just say, hypothetically, everything goes through, we'll debate it on the floor of the House of Representatives, we'll vote on it. Not just me, all of my colleagues will vote on it. It'll go up to the Senate. Hypothetically, everything goes through. I wish hypotheticals always worked in this building, but it doesn't. Go to the Senate, they vote in favor of it, goes to the governor's desk, and guess what? Your bill became a law. It's not that easy, but now we're talking about a bunch of personalities and different types of people that may not look like you and understand the communities that you come from. And you have to be able to clearly articulate why this is important and that we're not overlooking any ethnicity, any race, any community, but we're saying these concerns that we have are important to us and we want your support in helping us to achieve it. Just be sure that y'all visit this place. I don't see, and hear me, they're not here. I don't see a lot of young people that look like you here. You guys are here because some people invite you, but I don't see you coming up here saying, you know what, finance committee, because I serve on a finance committee. You all are talking about all of this old, antiquated stuff. How else will you keep young people in this state if you continue to talk about these old ways of doing things? I'm not hearing that. But I do hear a lot of folks down from Fairfield County and Greenwich, and they're coming up and they're talking. They're doing their thing. And because you're not here doesn't mean that you don't care. That's not what I'm saying, because I know you all care. But you need to come, influence us, and help us to understand, hey, we're still here. We're still here, and we need you to know what we want. That's the power that you have. You feel what I'm saying? So we have to hear from you.